to have both of us? Hi. We're live.
Hey, honey,
Hi, we are. Who are we?
We are cracked clay. We are messed up.
I'm Veronica.
We are two broken people used by Jesus because His Spirit shines through our broken clay, our broken cracked clay, to show His glory and His kingdom, not us.
Did you hear me?
What?
I almost said I'm Tim.
You did? Well.
Okay, who are you?
Believe me, you're not. I'm almost at Veronica. I'm Tim. This is Veronica. We are cracked clay.
We are.
People ask me, why are you so transparent? Why do you say stuff that you shouldn't be talking about? Why is this too much information? That's what the devil wants us to be. The devil didn't want us to talk about this. He don't want us to talk about why couples break up. Devil does, because the devil, he wants to, on these last days, he wants to seek and destroy every marriage. He wants to tear up every marriage it is. He don't want us to be transparent and real with what we've done, to use that to help other people, not to do it. That's what cracked clay is all about. Someone told me, a therapist, I heard a therapist say, the barometer measuring a couple's intimacy and passion. Rarely have we had a couple seek sexual therapy who were still kissing regularly and passionately.
So kissing is the barometer. Kissing is the barometer that sex.
Kiss. Okay. So it's important to kiss. It's important to kiss. It's even good. It's even certain technique kiss, guys. Because we're so open about this, people come to us. People come to us. I just had someone come to me.
We recently had a
I had someone come to me, and he says, my wife left me. Of course, I had to reach out to that wife. Why? Guys,
well, I reached out to the wife.
Yeah, well, we both did.
Yeah.
And this happens a lot. This happens a lot. People come to us. And the reason they're on the rocks right now is what we're trying to talk about in Cracked Clay Ministry. What we're trying to be transparent about and be real about. Okay, we can't cover this stuff under the rug. We can't cover stuff. That's what couples need. All right? My last tease tonight was two biggest reasons for divorce: monetarily and sexually. That's the way it is, guys. So we got to talk about those things. We got to talk about emotional affairs. Men, are you making it easy for your wife to have an emotional affair with some guy at work? Are you communicating with them? Ladies, are you making it easy for your man to have a sexual affair with someone else if we're not being met at home? Or if our needs aren't being met at home?
Then we're more susceptible. We're not saying the affair is right. We're just saying this is how it happens because we're human beings. We are all human beings.
God hates divorce. Devil loves divorce. Mm-hmm. And he's going to justify it. If we're not making our needs met, the devil's going to come to you, I guarantee it, and say, you can't allow that. You're better than that. Well, you got to go up there and type PORN. Because you shouldn't be going on through with that. You deserve better than that. That's what the devil wants you to do. Cracked clay is all about building a fair-proof marriage God's way. Go ahead, talk about this here, baby.
You started about
Go ahead.
First
kissing.
Said,
yeah, we talked about that.
Well, you talked about what's before this. Okay, about how you treat your wife and.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and I think I said something the other day. You can't expect. Man, you can't expect to treat your beautiful, only gorgeous bride that you're married to poorly and still expect to have sex at night. It doesn't work that way. You got to treat her like the queen she is. You got to cherish her, love her unconditionally, and do everything you can to build her up. There are times I don't feel like working out in the morning. Me and her are big workout people. I don't feel like working out. I don't work out. No, get started and do it. There are times I don't feel like putting flowers on her bed or kissing her.
Well, you never feel like, sometimes.
No, but I want to do it because love's not a feeling, guys. It's not a feeling.
It's a choice.
It's a choice.
It's a choice.
So I had to. Sometimes we don't feel like praying. There's sometimes we don't feel like reading the Bible, which we do every morning.
We do.
But we do it.
Together.
We do it. We don't go by feelings. We went by feelings, we'd all just be
We've been getting far in life.
We got to do it God's way. Okay? God loved us as sinners. What an example. I saw the third time today I saw Overcomer. And when that daughter went to that dad and said, Dad, after she became a Christian, Dad, if Jesus can forgive me, Dad, I can forgive you, Daddy. That's what Jesus is all about, redemption. He wants us to be real about our marriage to help you guys build a strong marriage. That's what it's all about. Okay, we want to use that. This is all from the Bible, all biblical. It's all from Jesus. We want to do it God's way, not the world's way.
So the book we just started reading about the married guys is called The Married Guy's Guide to Sex, or to Great Sex. And it is a Christian book for men, for men, to let them to talk to them about how to connect with their wives, because we know if you have missed before, that people have the top 5 needs of men and women, and one of men's top 5 needs is sex. Well,
a lot of women too.
A lot of women have it's one of their top
or
needs
intimacy.
Too. Well, women, it's physical intimacy without necessarily leading to sex.
Love, touching.
But so guys, a lot of men are walking around not getting those needs met at home because maybe they're not approaching their wife correctly.
Right.
Which that's what this book addresses. So this is for men to help them understand why they're not getting their needs met in that category. Okay, so it talks about what Tim just talked about how you treat her and how it starts what you do all day long, all month long, and when you are criticizing her, she's putting up walls, and then you're not likely to be rewarded at night. No. And how women need to prepare for the experience, because for women it's mental, where for men it's physical. For women, sex is an emotional thing, and for men it's a physical thing, right?
They want to be needed. Men want to be needed, and women want to be what?
Cherished. Women want to be cherished.
Right.
So it helps her to know that, she can prepare for it by taking a bubble bath and getting herself ready. And so when she thinks about all day, knowing that it is going to happen that night, then she's more ready to do it at night.
And when she's having that bubble bath, if that man's treating her like a queen all day and just loving on her and treating her like a lady, like she's supposed to be treated unconditional love, you better bet she's a whole lot more positive than kind of towards lovemaking.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So I know that sometimes we often hear, and so many people, and us too, let's just see what happens. Do what comes naturally. You don't plan sex. But there's the benefit to the female for planning the sex, because then she can prepare mentally for it all day. And then she's ready for it, rather than if she's had a long, hard day at work or with the kids, and then you just spring it on her at night and she hasn't been thinking about it. It's the furthest thing from her mind. It's a lot harder for her to enjoy it or want to participate. So there are some ways of togetherness. How often you should plan to be together. So there is some planning involved, and so we're going to talk about, the book talks about 6 ways to plan to be together. And one is, it's called 6 Suggestions for Togetherness. One of them is daily check-ins. So that's about 15 minutes a day of physical contact daily. That doesn't necessarily mean having sex every day. That's just, use that time to talk about your day. Right. You just like right now, he's rubbing the back of my neck. That's awesome. Kiss your spouse. Kiss them intimately and passionately. Like, not every kiss needs to be.
Not when you feel like it, just do it.
Not every kiss needs to be like full-on knee knocker, make her weak need.
It doesn't be French kiss either.
Well, that's what I'm just trying to say. Sure. But do that. Do that. French kiss her. Make her feel wanted. Right. But take the time to kiss her at least once a day. But it should be more than that. And talk to her. Just sit and hold her. Have physical intimacy. At least 15 minutes every day. So that's a daily check-in. And then quickies is number 2. Quickies. And you give me the... the ones to talk about.
Yeah.
So quickies, we all know.
Afternoon delight.
Afternoon delights.
Morning
yeah.
breakfast.
Now these aren't your mainstay way of having your physical
You can do
connectedness,
cookies,
but this is just to get you through.
Sometimes.
This is to get you through if you need to when things are tight, times are tight, a time is tight, but you can't. You can survive on quickies, they say, but you cannot grow onto quickies. So your relationship will not flourish, but there is some benefit to that. So they recommend the 3 different ways: 15 minutes a day, 1 week, 1 week, one time a week, and then once a month. So we're going to break those down. So those number 1 and 2, day check-ins and cookies, are your 15 minutes
What's
a day.
3?
Number 3 is regular dinners. This isn't like an actual, you're going to go out to a restaurant because this is your sex life, is your
Because we
weekly
talk
dinner.
during dinners, don't we?
It's your weekly
We
dinner.
Right.
So that's when you plan to have that intimacy that's beyond the quickie, at least once a week. And during that once a week, you
Romance.
can have, yes.
Women love romance.
Women do.
What are her top 5 needs? I think probably 1 or 2 or 3 is money, financial.
Yes. Yeah, I think number 2. A smorgasbord is number 4. And
What's that?
a smorgasbord is, when you go to a buffet and they have all this variety out there.
What's that got to do with sex?
Well, because they said to add some variety, have a list of sexual activities, and then it doesn't have to be written out, but you two discuss it, and each partner picks their favorites. And then you have a his night where she helps with his favorite, her choice, and a hers night, right? So that's your smorgasbord number 4.
So you have games inside the marriage.
Right.
So fun things to do.
Fun things to do.
Keeps it fun, exciting.
Absolutely. Because you want to keep it spicy. Right?
Absolutely.
You get bored if you don't. Okay, number 5, nouvelle cuisine. And this says, this is like the light, delicious fare in some restaurants. That's real creative and pretty, but you leave, I guess it's like the small plate. If you've been to a small plate restaurant where when you leave, you're still a little hungry, but it was a beautiful experience. So apply that to your sex life. And then your once a month or once a quarter would be your gourmet delight. Your gourmet delight is like when you eat that rich chocolate cake or that really incredible food that chef has prepared for you, and it's so rich that you are it's so yummy and good, but you know that you couldn't eat like that every day. Because it's just too rich for you and too abundant. Well, plan a weekend or at least one day a month or quarter to do that.
So, man, what you want to do is make plans. Plan a date, okay? Plan dates. Don't wait for her to do it. Make a plan. Call a restaurant. I want to be there 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, or a movie or a show or something that she would like. Preaching, whatever. Good. She's taking me. She planned a date for my birthday to go to see. Who is it?
Mercy
Me.
And
Hello,
Crowder.
Joe Crowder. Stuff
and
like
Mike
that.
Tyler. We're going.
Find out what she likes.
Yeah.
Find out what she likes. My wife loves plays. So this summer we've gone to plays. We've done skits, stuff that she likes. She likes to go out and eat and just have a wine and dine, gourmet. Just intimacy. Get to know her. Look in her eyes and don't say a word. Just listen to her. Boy, find out what turns your wife on. Find out what she wants. Find out her needs. Honey, what are your needs? Honey, give me your 5 top needs.
Have the
Do
conversation.
that. Ask your wife, what's your 5 top needs, sweetheart? And let her tell you. Okay? And do it in a roundabout way. That she made very subtle ways. Boy, she's gonna love that. And she's gonna, believe me, you give someone their needs just like loving someone, they'll love you back. Give them unconditional love. They'll give you love back. Okay? Do unto others as you want them to do to you. And start that with your spouse. Start that with your spouse. I don't think my wife could really respect and love a man who lays around the house and did nothing his whole life. She probably wouldn't like that. Because that's one of her needs. So if I lay around the house, did nothing all day, I can't expect to get my need met if I'm not doing her need. Amen? So how do we go by doing this? Communicate. You gotta communicate. Amen.
And you can use
Which
that
is their
15
needs are.
minutes a day.
Yeah.
Daily check-in.
Communicate.
Communicate with each other.
What
and
she
kiss,
likes.
Kiss your spouse.
What he likes. What
And
she
we talked
likes.
about before, this just coincides with everything that all the books we read. And about
Do
the
it
daily
God's way.
check-ins. The daily check-ins that you have to spend that time together, not watching TV, but face-to-face having conversations every single day. And actually, if you missed that episode, I talked about it a while ago, that it releases serotonin in your brain, which then is, your happy hormone.
It's important to work out together. We do that.
And
Interests. Find your interests.
But
Find a new interest. Do something new. Because today I was a sport. Honey, I didn't watch any football today.
because Browns are on.
Don't talk about that. You're right about that, sweetie. Okay. Save it. Okay, pumpkins. We love you guys all. We just want you to do it God's way. And we got to be transparent. We're going to step on toes. Okay? Because that's what Jesus wants us to do. Devil wants us to and not be transparent. We can't do that. We want to be open and talk about tough subjects that nobody wants to talk about because it may be too much information. We want to do that. That's what our ministry is all about. The most important, that's our first and foremost, even above that, is Jesus. We want to be Christ-like. Everything we talk about comes from the Bible. Read Song of Solomon. Okay? It's all biblical. And the most important thing is that you know Jesus as your personal Savior. There's one way to heaven, and that's through His Son, Jesus. Like my mom wanted me to talk about at her funeral. Mom, what do you want me to say at the funeral? To make sure everybody knows Jesus as your personal Savior. So we love you guys.
Okay.
We'll see you next week.
Okay.
Love you. Okay.